And we're live. Gentlemen, full band tonight.
Got everybody.
Hell yeah. I'm surprised we all
here.
made it here. I'm delighted that we all made it here, though.
I am
I'm pretty
too.
happy.
I'm too, because there's two reasons. Well, one thing that's going to happen is we're going to, by accident, we're going to talk over one another. That's okay. But I was hoping for the full band because I wanted Grutt to be the first to appear twice on the podcast.
Can we get a round of applause for me getting 2 times on the Popko podcast?
Hey,
Hey.
he's a
What a guy.
Popko 2-timer.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank my mom and my dad for this.
I'll make you famous.
Dude, I appreciate it.
All two listeners will hear you.
Everybody, me when it's back out, dude.
Two listeners for 2 times on with Grutt. So
Perfect.
But I know Ryan, I know John, but I don't know the other 2 gentlemen. So I'm excited to talk to you guys as well.
Yeah, very excited.
Yeah, for sure.
But I have to first congratulate Mr. John Higgins on his marriage.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
You sucker.
Thank you. It was pretty cool. I gotta say, it was the coolest thing we've ever done.
Yeah. So, obviously we're here to talk about Retrovai. But I can't help but I saw the video that you guys put together when you got married in Vegas.
Yep.
That was pretty neat.
Yeah, and like leading up to it, we were like, oh man, we want to bring a photographer and a videographer. And Sarah and I sat and thought about what song we would use, and we ended up at the Menzingers because it literally has that line in Telling Lies about, like, let's go to Vegas, put it all on black, and get married by Elvis. And it was like, yeah, no, that's cool. Let's use that one. It's totally us. The 2 of us have never been very conventional, and that seems to be our story, and we're sticking to it. And I know that the both of us love it.
Now, did you put it all in black?
You know what? I did not, but I did win like $1,200 while we were there, and it wasn't all on black, but it was on the Wheel of Fortune, so we lucked out.
All right. Okay. All right. But yeah, that was really a cool concept. Now, was that like a true? You guys eloped, I guess.
Yeah, that's a true elopement.
So-
We just, despite number one, not wanting to wait, because it seems like the world just keeps shutting down, and it's
Sure.
sort of an indefinite reality that we're living in. We just didn't want to wait anymore. So we figured, let's get this section of it out of the way, do this for us. We had the time of our life, and maybe once everything is safe and good to be back around people and, normal, I guess, if that ever comes back around, we'll have a big ass party and do it again.
So you just started digging the grave, is what you're telling me.
I wouldn't put it that way.
I'm happily married. I'm happily married.
It's so weird.
Most of the time.
We keep,
That's why you call me every night.
we keep like having the conversation of, boy, it was really easy to go from like boyfriend, girlfriend and slide into fiance. And it was like, oh, this is fancy. Like, we like this. We like fiance. But then going to husband and wife, it's like, let's annul this marriage right now. Go back to fiance. This is awful.
Now you can say, oh yeah, my wife this and my wife that.
It's so weird. We just
wife.
went to Chicago, and like calling the hotel, Sarah was like, yeah, my husband and I are staying with you tonight. And I was like, stop, don't say that.
Now, you didn't wear husband and wife shirts, did you?
No, God, no.
All right, thank God. I was gonna rip you pretty good if you did.
Not too cool for that one.
We have no. Go ahead, Grutt.
I was gonna say the what is it? My Mickey Mini. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Those dumb mall
Yeah.
shirts. Yeah.
No, we do not donate any of our income to Mr. or Mrs. merchandise or husband and wife merchandise.
What about king and queen stuff? You
No.
like that?
We're gonna go full send and get matching tattoos on that one, just to really fuck the marriage.
You should get Queen.
Yeah.
Should be fun.
I saw a meme going around. This is a while ago, but it was if you call your wife queen, or if you call your husband king, you probably have a fist hole in your wall.
That's exactly right. Yes, you're exactly right.
Building our empire. Building our empire.
Yeah. One dry hole. Yeah, drywall hole at a time. Jeez.
You blew it. You blew it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
that's it.
still funny.
I'm
though,
logging
'cause
off. See you guys later.
drywall is
Yeah.
So any other suckers getting married anytime soon?
Duffy
I am.
is. I don't know where
Yeah,
it is on
yeah.
the screen, but Duffy is. Yeah.
Yep.
All
Yeah.
right. Well,
I can definitely speak to waiting a year and a half to get a venue and stuff and everything closing down and whatnot. So
Yeah.
I kind of wish we did it all in Vegas, man, to be completely honest with you.
just go. Just do it.
Yep. Yeah. We're throwing money away like it's candy right now. So hopefully everything works out well. So
Yeah. Just throwing it into the wind. Hopefully it sticks.
yep, pretty much. So but
No, women are great. I love
Yep.
them.
Yeah. We'll go with that.
Steve.
Yeah, we'll go.
Is Steve divorced?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Looking to meet my ex-wife. You know how it goes.
All right. Oh man, so it's really good to see you guys. I mean, John, again, this is about the band, but I mean, I've been following you. I went back and looked, and I remember I reached out to you back in 2014 when you released a single. I already forgot. the name
Interview.
of it.
Probably got to be How I Wish, right?
Yeah, How I Wish. That's what it was.
Yeah.
97.9X was doing their local show at the time. I heard it on that, and I was like, "Wow, this is really great." So that was my first introduction to you, and I remember messaging you saying, you know, how great it was and all that kind of stuff, and
Yeah.
and then eventually I found Alma Mater, which you were a
Yep.
part of, and then that's how I kind of found Grutt.
I'm so sorry. Give me 2 seconds.
What's wrong?
There's gonna be. I can't wait till the video's out. My dad comes to this thing. I'm in his office. Talking, and my dad, he points over here and he points at this light that's behind me. And I go, I'm on an interview. And he just keeps pointing at this light. And I pull a headphone. I go, what? He goes, how'd you get that light to come on? I go, I'm in an interview. I'm talking to people. And then he goes, that's on a timer. I'm like, Dad, I am on an interview. I'm so sorry,
Oh,
but
my
yes,
gosh.
Alma Mater.
Yeah.
Alma Mater.
So yeah, to go back to where we were, yes, Alma Mater. After doing the solo thing, I met Vinny and Jerry and linked up with them. And shortly thereafter, we brought Grutt on board for that band, and you know, him and I have always wrote really well together. So after, you know, leaving that project and starting something new, there wasn't anybody I thought of faster than Grutt to involve in this.
Well, I feel like Grutt's like in every band in Northeastern Pennsylvania at the moment.
Yes.
I promise you, you said that last time, and it really is starting to feel like that again. Like it really is really getting to that point.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, even when, you know, John and I met, I think I was 18, and John asked me to be the bass player in Alma Mater, which was awesome. But John and I really hit it off. I remember we wrote one song together while we were in that band, and it was one of the easiest things I think we ever did. So we always I would always go over John's and just write music. We knew like half the time that it wasn't gonna fit that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like Alma Mater, you've heard it, it's kind of like bouncy. 90% of the time it's like an indie, you know what I mean? More like an upbeat thing, where I feel like John and I were always trying to take dark turns and stuff. Which then again changed, because I think half of the stuff on the EP is, you know, half of it's kind of upbeat and, you know, sounds like a 90s song, or the other half gets kind of heavy like a song like Monsters. So I've always written really well with John. So I think it was kind of like a no-brainer to do a band when he was asking for people to help him do stuff.
Yeah.
And John, why did you end up leaving that band?
Alma Mater?
Yeah.
That's a very long story.
It's insane.
I don't know that we have entirely enough time to tell.
Let me give. I'm not even gonna give details. All I'm gonna say is there was a falling out between John and I at one point, and we're all good now. And that was probably the end of John being an alma mater. There was about a year where John and I didn't really hang out, but that's about it.
To be quite frank, I was definitely a dickhead a couple of years in my life, and it probably a good segue going off of this question without diving too much into detail, but I was an ass for a very long time, especially to people like Grutt and people that like mattered to me, and didn't realize that. So I had to do a lot of like reflection and go to a lot of therapy and learn from my mistakes. And that's how a lot of the Retrovai music was born. A lot of this is about realizing that you were something and now being in this in-between spot where like you don't want to be this anymore, but you're here, but you're not this yet. And just learning and growing and becoming a better person. And that's where the idea for the album title came from, was no longer not yet. And it's about growing.
Yeah. And I think half of the writing process for the beginning of these songs were like John and I rehashing a friendship. You know what I mean? Like in the sense of like, I'm sure there was unsaid things by the time we started doing stuff again. You know what I'm saying? Like we really did. I didn't talk to him for a year. And not like, not that it never didn't matter, but like, I cared about the guy. It just wasn't jiving. And but we got back together in a sense. We started writing music. And I mean, I think like half of it is why it works so well. I think it was like kind of a tension release thing. It really is. Even we have a song called Joy, which is basically about that situation to an extent. Whether it's about me or not, it's about that situation. The title, John, what's the whole title of that song?
So the idea for the band, I went on the internet. I'll try to give you the quick story. I found out that the Menzingers got their band name from like a rough English translation of troubadours, like singing troubadours. So it's like a German translation. And I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool idea. So I just was searching around for words that maybe didn't have direct English translations. And one of them was Retrovai. And I ended up making it more of a phonetic spelling because the French spelling is kind of wacky. So it's easier to understand. Looks like my last name. Us. Exactly. Yeah. So it's a little bit easier for us to grasp. And the definition, because there was no direct translation, was the joy of reuniting with someone after a long separation. So the first single, that song, we call it Joy, is a direct description of what this band is all about, is reconnecting with people that really mean something to you after not speaking to them for a long time. And that's sort of been the idea behind this whole band, was to just tackle more serious topics than I have in the past. I used to write really vaguely. I used to dance around topics. To be frank, I'm not really proud of a lot of the stuff that I've done in the past because of that. This is definitely the most honest writing that I've been doing. So that's why I'm so excited for this project. And to have you guys involved, number one, especially, and Grutt, to have you back around as well.
Yeah.
And I don't want to keep going back to you, John, as just a singling you out here, but even like your, song titles for your, it was just you, they're kind of depressing, for the lack of a better word. I mean, yeah,
absolutely.
Get back up. I'm not okay. Afterthought, Alone, Storm. It always felt like you were trying to express, the feelings you had through, music, which obviously a lot of musicians do.
Absolutely. Yeah. It was, I guess it was a bit of a cry for help. And shortly after I'm Not Okay came out is when I reconnected with people like Grutt and Sarah, my wife. So that is definitely how my life was going at that point. It was really depressing. I wasn't writing about anything happy. And that's all changed, which is really, really cool to see.
Yeah.
Also, Shout out John's solo career. It is very good.
It is.
I do like John's solo career.
Dude,
I was actually like jealous of the songs. I wasn't talking to him during the solo career, but the songs were really good.
Well, I mean, How I Wish reminded me a lot of the band Sick Puppies. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Okay.
Which I was a big fan of prior to the exit of their lead singer, because I feel like it always sucks when you're a favorite band, the lead singer kind of leaves, because that's like, I don't think a band can really, move forward without the lead singer. People can replace, bass players and drummers. Not that they're not important, but I don't know. I mean,
Oh, they're important.
Yeah.
very, very
Super important.
Very
Bassists and
important.
drummers might be the most important, honestly.
Most important. But you know what I mean? Like, the vocals, the lyrics, the stage presence, obviously the lead singer is kind of the front and center. But
yeah, look at we always tell the story of the Gin Blossoms. Sarah and I talk about the Gin Blossoms all the time. All of their big hits were written by this guy that I think he died. He drank himself to death, or maybe committed suicide or something. And all of their huge singles came from that guy, and they dropped off the face of the planet after all those came and went.
Yeah. Wow. I don't think I knew that. That's interesting. But yeah, I just don't. What's that one? It's a big band.
AC/DC boy.
3 Days Grace.
Oh, 3 Days Grace. I'm not.
3 Days Grace.
I loved all 3 Days
True.
Grace.
Hill after Adam
dude.
left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, that's a hard band for me to get back into too.
It was more of a classic rock band that I'm thinking of, though.
Is it not AC/DC?
Is it?
Their main
AC/DC,
singer.
Journey
Oh, go
had
ahead.
their singer lead, or
It was Journey.
it could be Journey.
okay.
They got that guy from America's Got Talent or something like
Yeah,
that, and he's like, he
yeah.
sounds just like. Is it Steve Perry? I'm bad with names.
Steve Perry's the original guy, I think.
Yeah.
That and like Sublime with Rome. I don't think Sublime with Rome is really doing much after,
What are you gonna do?
not having the lead guy. Yeah.
But it's a shame, but it's what happens, I guess. But we have this new EP out. You formed this band, got back with Grutt. Who are these other guys you have with you here?
So in no particular order, Steve put his hands up. So Steve, we met through a mutual friend, one of Sarah's friends actually, and that's who ended up doing the artwork for us as well. So we found Steve through her, and I think that I had met him at a Cheap Seats show, which was his previous band, and I could let you take it from there, man. Maybe give your background a little bit.
Yeah, I was playing with Cheap Seats. Bunch of high school friends. Yes, I love them. Great dudes. I was playing with them, and then my girlfriend at the time introduced me to John and Sarah, and John was like, hey, I'm thinking about starting this project. I'd love for you to come jam and just see if it all works out. And I went to John's little studio that he had, and Grutt was there, and I think we wrote the Joy in like less than an hour. It was just instant chemistry. It was crazy. And I ended up moving to Philly and ended up having to leave Cheap Seats, but kept in touch with John and Grutt. And I don't know, just I've never had chemistry like with those guys, and obviously with James. James came a little bit after, but it's just crazy how fast we develop songs from just a voice memo to a fully fledged like track.
Yeah.
Is that how a lot of your stuff came together? Was just, passing stuff back and forth?
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, John. Sorry.
Oh no, sorry. I was gonna say I just made an Instagram post about it. Yeah. Some of them start as voice memos. A lot of them start as voice memos, and we just send them back and forth and try to demo out ideas with either MIDI drums if Steve doesn't have time to come up and get to the kit quick enough, and then he comes in and does his little twist on it, and we kind of go from there. But Steve, what's that like on your side? Because obviously I'm the one sending them, so how is that working from your side?
I mean, basically it's just I sit down at my electric kit and just try to figure it out. Whether it takes me an hour or 6 hours, I'll figure something out. Usually it's pretty quick, like third or fourth playthrough, I'll have exactly what I want to do on the song. Everything flows well, it's a lot of fun. It's fun to play these songs. It's not frustrating, which has happened to me before where like it gets frustrating to try to figure out, okay, what am I going to do here for this fill? Or am I going to keep playing the hi-hat here,
Yeah.
I think a majority, I said it when I was on with Joey's band, but I think a majority of it too is John and I love sending each other riffs. John and I's voice memos are just riffs. It's all it is.
our voice memos are a catastrophe, but I will, and this is per Jerry Maloney from Alma Mater. We have, what did he say? We have the cleanest Google Drive he's ever seen.
Cleanest Google Drive he's ever seen. Yeah, John.
We do
John,
have a super clean Google Drive.
Accurate, yes.
Yeah, John organizes it in file. If you looked at my Google Drive, it just says Ryan's stuff, and everything I have is in one folder. John is like song ideas, drum lists. It's all good, which is funny because it's so organized. I actually get lost.
Well, it's honestly super helpful because, I live in Bloomsburg, other people live, other places and stuff. And like, it's really difficult for me being so far removed. When you have a Google Drive, everything's right there. You could just practice and all that stuff. So it is really helpful to be super organized like that too. So.
Yeah, it's definitely awesome. Like I said, I think a majority. John and I just did it yesterday.
Yes.
Like I think we're still writing songs. Like it's just like anytime I was going to do something with him, he always knew what I was going to do, and it just worked. So I just get excited and send him a riff. We were finishing tracking to this EP, and I pulled out a riff, and John started singing a melody. And it's on my phone. We have all of it. It's disgusting. If I lose this phone, we're in trouble. As the kids say, screwed.
Yeah. Yeah, we're sitting on a second EP already.
And sitting on a
singles
third
on top
LP
of that.
at that point.
And, yeah, we've got a lot of stuff like in the bank.
Yeah, so talk about this one at least. I mean, this is recorded. It's available streaming right now. This podcast might not make it up until, well, today is the 19th of August. This might be either the last week of August or the first week of September. So at that point, it might be out for almost a month or a little bit longer than that. So available streaming, right?
Yep.
And I think, I don't know if I was given some inside info, but you have a video for it as well.
Yeah.
Is that out?
Yeah. So
or is that,
the video is out. We dropped that on Wednesday, I think, before the album came out. I think I did like a random YouTube premiere, and I was like, sure, 3:00, because there's really no rules. I say this all the time. We're not Beyonce. Nobody's waiting for the next Retrovai record. So like, you could pretty much just drop stuff whenever you feel like it, which is sort of the mentality I've taken with this band, is trying not to take it so seriously. And I consult these guys a lot, and Sarah, to like talk me off the ledge about how serious I'm taking things. So we put the music video out on Wednesday and dropped the album on Friday the 13th. The EP is called No Longer Not Yet. Again, I kind of alluded to the story behind it, but it's sort of I don't want to call it like a coming of age thing, but it's about growth. It's no longer being in a place and being in the gray area in between before you get to where you want to be. And I think that most of the tracks sort of outline a lot of that. I touch on that exact line in Hints of Autumn, the opener, which was never meant to be a song. It was just sort of an interlude. I really liked the way it sounded, and it just happened to end on a similar chord that Feel Alive starts with. So I sort of made those two a little flow together, intro and first song. And then Feel Alive kind of glides right into Paradise. They were close in BPM, so the EP just keeps rolling. Then you go right into something a little bit more like grungy, like Shattered, and then you end on a hard hitter like Monsters. And along the way, each song sort of tells a story. I guess like try to give one or two word like ideas. Hints of Autumn is the whole concept of the EP, the growth. Feel Alive was directly about codependency problems and just overcoming that issue in life. Paradise was written around a fortune cookie. That's why it says Paradise, the fortune cookie song. I still have the fortune cookie here somewhere. And the line was sweet memories of the paradise of the mind. And I was like, I'm gonna challenge myself and write that. And I did it. And it oddly went political. So it's sort of the idea of trying to navigate life in 2020, 2021, while still having some morality and some empathy, and the frustrations of that. Shattered is about a much more serious topic. It's about assault, specifically locally and things like that. And then Monsters is again sort of a touch on maybe some codependency problems that I've experienced in my life. not being able to set boundaries with other people and not saying how to, or not knowing how to say no or when to say no, and watching some things crumble before your eyes because of that action and living in those consequences. And that's sort of the brief overview of the album EP.
That's more than I could have asked for. Not
Sorry.
more than, not more than I
one second,
wanted.
guys.
I mean, I appreciate the overview of it all, and I told you,
Uh-oh.
I told you that when I heard the album in its entirety, or the EP rather, it went from one song to the next, but it really flowed very nicely. And they're all really good tunes. I mean, I'm not going to say I was surprised or anything like that, but like, I don't know.
It's okay. You can be surprised. I mean, nobody
Yeah.
knew who we were. Well, people know who we are, but
Yeah. I know. I was just like, I was impressed. I was like, it was a good collection of tunes. And like I said, they flowed really nicely together. And, John, would you say, it sounds like you're the primary, if not sole, lyricist, right?
I would say for this portion of it, so No Longer Not Yet started as a 10-song album, and there were definitely songs on that project that Grutt had contributed to. But yeah, primarily I did a bulk of the writing. I know him and I have talked about it. He was going through a little bit of a writer's block, and one nice thing about this band and having, two at least lyricists at the time before we added Duffy, chugging away on things, is that the project didn't stop. We were able to keep making music and ended up getting it together. And then we decided to split the album in half just to get something out sooner than later, because we wanted to play some shows in 2021 and not have to wait until 22. So that's why we kind of alluded. There's a second EP that's basically already done.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, Grutt, do it.
All I was gonna say is, we had some of these songs are tracked too. I mean, it all depends, but John's hitting it on the head. I think I hit a point of writing every single week since I was like 14 to getting to like 23, and my brain just shut off for a year and a half. I wasn't able to write a song. So like, there was riffs in there, like Feel Alive is a guitar part. Like the main riff to Feel Alive is something that I came up with, but John is the one that took it and made the song what it is. So John like really did take a huge, very loving load off of my plate, which is very good. I don't think that's the term, but that's very funny after I said it.
I had a lot to say and nobody to listen.
It was very nice. I think where like the other half of like not being able to write full songs kind of came in is I then had to write all of these leads to a song that I didn't know how it was structured, and I wouldn't have written it like that. Like Shattered's a perfect example of a song that like I hear those chords and I'm like, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have made those chords. But when I had to sit and write a lead, it really challenged me. And I love the verse leads in Shattered. I love most of the leads I did on the record, more or less because it kind of made me uncomfortable to make them. Like I had a whole list. Sorry to ramble, by the way.
No,
I had
do it.
I had a whole list of like, I sat at home. I have a setup at my house. So I sat and made up all these leads. I would call John and be like, I have all these ideas. And when it came time to track, we did like 2 days of tracking at John's place for my parts. And what mostly happened is John and I got real creative and laughed, and I rewrote all the parts for almost all the songs. And it was just funny because like that part for Shattered, John and I were like laughing, going like they're really weird jazzy looking chords, and I'm like, John, where should my finger go? And he goes, here, it should go here. And I'm like, yeah,
dude,
yeah.
I don't know music theory, and in that moment I was like, yo, A major diminished.
And I don't know music theory at all, so I was like, what number do I need to put my finger on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We figured it out, and I would say your leads on Shattered specifically are probably the I'm gonna say the coolest on the EP. Monsters is a close second after all the layers that we did in the bridge.
Yeah, I like a lot of this stuff. It really did. It kind of it pushed me out of my comfort zone. I don't really think it sounds like anything I've had a heavy hand in. You know what I mean? Because I even I remember you even said where like when we listened to that song we did with Joey at Foxhole, like you could kind of hear certain parts of me in it, in the sense of like kind of sounds like an alma mater song. And with this, it was kind of hard to get it to sound like that because John wrote the skeletons of these songs. You know what I mean? So it's kind of cool for me because like my brain didn't go into default. Let's write this.
Right.
So it's a really interesting time. I love these songs. I'm really proud of them.
Well, it's funny too because I listening to these songs, I didn't feel that you had a big this is the wrong way to put it too, but like
no,
I
but like
I
a
didn't
bigger
hear,
part
yeah,
in it.
yeah, but I mean, obviously you had a part in it, but I didn't hear like, oh, that's Grutt, that's alma mater. It was definitely different in that aspect.
No,
That was
that's
honestly a struggle, I think, because of us both being an alma mater at one point. So it was like, how do we do something different? Like, how do you not sound like everybody else in the scene or everything else on the radio that we're used to? And
or yourselves.
Or yourselves. How do you not brand yourself again for the 18th time in a local band, Grutt? But
I'm trying to. So we need to have a meeting or something soon. I think you guys need to sit me down at like an Outback.
An intervention.
Like, you gotta
but
fucking
look,
stop.
calm down.
I'm gonna keep you writing I'm gonna keep you writing interesting things for Retrovai. I'm gonna tape your pinky finger down, or maybe like one of the other ones, so you can't use it. So you just have to think about different leads.
What if I was just like, guys, listen, I'd love to do this interview. I have to go to poker night, and you just see me like leave with like, and you're like, geez, there it goes again.
Grutt, there's a word, Grutt, and the word is no.
Dude, let me tell you, you'd be proud of me. I have said no. So I'm really I'm in 4 bands right now, which is it's this one, Robinson Aid, Alma Mater, and University Drive. And I've had other people. There was somebody, I can't remember who it was, so I kind of feel bad. It was more of a hip hop thing that they wanted me to be a part of. They were like, "Hey, can you help me out with this?" And I was like, "I'd love to, but I am 4 feet from just I don't even fill in the blank of whatever you would do. I literally don't have time to myself that much anymore. Everybody makes fun of me for it, but I love playing. I just love doing it. These are all my friends. Like Joey is fantastic. I've been friends with Vinny and Jerry for years. John's one of my favorite people to write with. And then I've been working with Ed, and Ed is a horse. So, I kind of watch what Ed does for the most part, because he's just murdering it 95% of the time. But like, you know what I mean? It all has its different spots. I just love playing. There's nothing more I love doing.
No, and I joke about the word no, but I'm a big advocate of saying yes to everything, because you never know what can happen from saying yes. I mean, like if you say no, there's no chance, right? But if you say yes to things,
dude, even being in, that's why I'm in University Drive. I took that tour offer. I wasn't in the band. You know what I mean? And just kind of changed. I got to go and do that whole thing. I had to figure out my job, everything like that. But I don't really know if there's ever been anything that made as much sense to me. You know what I mean? Like, I always feel like I'm kind of, well, watch me get deep, Johnny. Watch me get deep on this.
Let's do it.
But there's never really been anything that I felt like I could kind of fit into. And it's like the most cliche thing, but that is the only time where I feel fully comfortable in my own like kind of skin. You know what I mean? It's just making or playing music. It doesn't have to be. It could be in front of one person eating a quesadilla. I don't really care. It's so much fucking fun to me.
That's good.
Yeah, it's the best thing in the world.
Yeah, people search for that feeling their entire lives sometimes. So it's
I'm just glad I found it.
Yeah, you know what it is, and like that, what you want to do. That's great. So nothing wrong with that.
No, I'm just glad it was this and not like donuts or something.
Donuts are good.
Donuts are amazing, but God, can you imagine if I was that passionate about pastries? God.
I wish I was, I like a lot of things. But I feel like I'm not passionate about any one thing. I love doing this, but there's days I'm like, I'm going to just, stop and pack it in, and it's whatever. But yeah, I don't know that outside of my family and taking care of my son and my wife and things like that, like I'm not like, there's nothing about my life that I'm like, this is what I'm meant to do. So good for you.
No, dude, it's a weird thing. The thing that's weird about it to me is, and you could ask any of these guys, I'm not a serious person. I mean, you even know that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, what do I take seriously ever when you talk to me? You know what I mean? So, like, for me, like, to really sit down and be like, Duffy just left.
Yeah, he's like, they didn't even acknowledge me yet. I didn't even see my name. I'm
Yeah.
outta here.
Duffy hasn't even been able to introduce
He's like,
himself
fuck
yet.
this.
He
Fuck these guys.
told me, he was like, I'm a bad interviewee, so I hope that he doesn't ask me too many questions.
Yeah.
And
All right,
I'm
when he
totally gonna
when he gets back,
we're gonna
yeah,
slam him
we're
with some
gonna be
questions.
like,
Yeah.
James,
Grutt, you're passionate about 2000s like new metal, just the same
Dude,
as me, you know.
Don't get me started.
we did this last time. We
We
did this
took
last
up
time.
a half an hour
Wait.
on the last podcast.
All right.
Popko was at the Corn show too, weren't you?
I was. Yeah, I
Yeah.
literally.
Boy, hold on. He's in the bathroom. We'll get him. We'll go back to the interview in a second.
All right.
Johnny, let me tell you something. I got obliterated. I was two-stepping. I have this dance. I'm going to dance again on this thing.
Sweet.
But there's this thing I do for Twist. You know this song Twist by Korn where it's just gibberish? It's 45 seconds and going,
Sure.
So, all right. So I got really drunk with a bunch, like 30 of my friends from high school, dude, and I just started cutting it up the whole fucking time I was doing it. And I'm like, I'm drinking and I'm drinking. And all of a sudden, my friend walks up to me with this phone and just goes, Korn's canceled. And I was like, well, I'm not fucking leaving. And we all stayed until the cops came because they were like, you got to go. You just got to get out of here. I was really upset, but they already rescheduled the show.
Yeah, September 25th. So I got off the exit to climb the mountain. It took me 45 minutes from the exit to get to the parking lot.
Oh my God.
So at that point, I'm like, this is why I stopped going to shows here.
Yep.
And I got tickets. My buddies were behind me because I was like, I might just stay for Stained and then leave or after 2 songs of Korn.
Okay.
So I drove by myself. So I'm in front of them going, you know what? Maybe I'll just email them these tickets and just get the fuck out of this line because I'm done. I've had it. I'm too old for this shit. But it was so like the lanes are so thin on that mountain. Like I don't even know if I could have like turned around. So I'm like, all right, whatever. We're gonna have a good time. Get into the parking lot, literally park my car, open the door, and like step out and stand up. And there's this guy with a backpack, and he goes, "Show's canceled. Go home." And I'm like, you know what? Like this is very possible that it's true because COVID, like it's everything's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's off the table, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's just this random dude. So I'm like, this guy could also just be fucking with us. So then I look around and I'm seeing people walking from like down below, like up the
gate and
the
coming
parking
back.
lot. Yeah, like where that gate is by the Job Johnnies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, there's people walking up here. That's not good. And then I see cars just, like hurrying to leave. It's the quota, hurry up and wait because they got in line to leave and they didn't move.
Yeah.
So I said,
that's
well, we have beer, we have our chairs. So we took them out and we sat
Did
there.
you do it too?
Yeah. I sat there till 8 o'clock until the
That's what we
sheriff
said.
Oh, hell
sheriff
yeah.
came over and said, yo, you guys got to pack it up. We're like, okay.
Yeah, that's all we did. We literally we set up our table. We just kept playing beer games, and I was so like Korn was my number 1 band as a kid, so I was excited. But here's the thing: I also love Stained, so I was like, I was just getting ready, Johnny, for like the best night of my drunken life.
Dude, I mean, it was a Saturday, night concert. You can get there early, do some tailgating.
It was sunny. The weather was like perfect.
Beautiful
it was
weather.
Going to be a great night. It was still, you know what though? I had so much fun. I didn't even care.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? What are you?
Yeah, it is what it is. But somebody has returned, and I feel like putting him on the
James.
spot.
James.
It's time for the hot seat, baby.
Tell us your story. I want to know.
I'm gonna make a drink.
Everything about you from the time you were born until right now. Go.
Incredibly professional, Grutt.
Go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's good. Thank you for that, Grutt.
Every time.
I've been playing music with John since high school, man. I mean, we've been in and out of bands. Nothing like super serious, I would say. We started in Righting Wrongs. I don't know how long ago that was. That was a long time ago.
Almost. It's got to be almost a decade. Don't say that.
Yeah. And then I was in a ska band for a hot second. And my brother played in Those Clever Foxes. So I mean, I've been into the, NEPA scene kind of in and out, but nothing really serious necessarily. And so it's really good to just be together with these guys and doing something interesting and different. I've never played bass before on anything. I'm always been a guitar player, so this is all new for me for sure.
Welcome to the club, buddy.
Yeah. And I've done some solo stuff too. Like John's recorded, me doing some solo stuff, songwriting and things like that. Doing a couple of like different like acoustic cover bands and things like that, but never really something solid. And I feel like this band in general just is that. So I'm really excited for what's about to come out.
Yeah.
Cool, but no, seriously though, where did you go to elementary school? I'm not joking.
I went to Wycallis Elementary School in Dallas.
Junior high? Where?
Dallas.
High school?
Dallas.
College?
Yeah, he was a year ahead of me.
I'm an occupational therapist in Danville, Pennsylvania right now. So I went to Misericordia University.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you work at the hospital in Danville?
Yep. Yeah. Not the main hospital, but I'm inpatient rehab unit. So yeah, I help people get home and things like that. So
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Duffy doesn't give himself enough credit as a songwriter. He has over the years written some of my favorite stuff. And this might surprise you, Duffy, that I remember this, but like 18 and Clueless was great.
Yeah.
That was a good like just kind of punky song, and we had some remaining parts of my first band, and we brought Duffy on to play bass with us and play some of his stuff, and we played like the Sherman Showcase out in East Stroudsburg or something, and I was like, dude, like this kid's really good. I say kid, he was older than I am, but since that time, like I haven't found anybody else that could sing harmonies as well as Duffy can. He's always been super easy to work with and just has great ideas. He sent us a song idea recently for future Retrovai stuff. So it's just, it's cool to have that member of the band, added in, and somebody that's also willing to like, just learn and I don't know, experiment, especially with an instrument he hasn't done before.
Yeah. I mean,
Sure.
So were you like, oh, I want him in the band? Because obviously you needed, he didn't
Absolutely.
play bass, but he's playing bass now. So it's like, yo, you're going to do this and you're going to like it.
Well, I mean, honestly, like he was like, hey, like, you should play bass for this band. And I was like, all right, man, I'll go to fucking Guitar Center or, pick up a $200 bass, like beat up piece of garbage, like right there. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I mean, honestly, like whenever John needs somebody like as a musician and stuff, like I'm pretty much down for whatever he's into. So, I also, I mean, granted, like it hasn't always just been like the music scene. I've been really into like musical theater when I was growing up, stuff like that. So that helped obviously with like harmonies and things like that. So I think I do bring a lot to the table as far as like that kind of element to broaden the horizons of Retrovai and things. So
He's very modest
I
too.
would agree with that. I think half of the dude, it was so cool because so long story short, I met Duffy when he first did he came for the first practice. He is the cover. He is the cover of the first alma mater EP, and I wasn't on that. So I didn't I've seen his face for years.
That's funny.
yeah. Wait, I'll show it to you. It's this.
Yeah, it's just him doing that with a t-shirt. But like
Gary
it's
took
so
a photo
funny.
of him for the cloud cover EP.
If that looks familiar to anyone, yeah, it was me.
Dude, because I'm sitting there and I'm talking to him and I'm like, yeah, I feel like I've met you. I feel like, didn't we meet somewhere? And he's like, I don't think so. And then John was like, he is the cover of the album you've been playing. For like
You've been playing on this, yeah. You've been playing on this for so long, and here.
I don't even look at it anymore. So that's why I was laughing so hard. But then he came in, we played together, and he just started nailing harmonies, and it's so nice because like when it comes to singing, I suck. So it's not my favorite thing in the world to do. I like doing it. I'm just not as confident about it. Like if I have to yell, that's cool. Like I just disappoint my mother again. But like I could do that. I know I could yell. But to have Duffy come in and do harmonies, we're literally using it up to the like when we play live. I mean, geez, like a song like Monsters, like we are using all three of us a lot. Like we are definitely using the fact that three of us are touching a mic.
That was a big thing in alma mater too that I wanted to carry over because I said it then and I'll say it again now. It's sort of like that quote from Waiting. It's that little extra that takes you from ordinary to extraordinary. And I think that harmonies in a live setting really do that. And again, I couldn't think of anybody better than Duffy to come in and do it, who's played enough shows without having monitors, but could still hit the note exactly where we need to be. and just get up there and crush it every time. And I wanted to have that same thing that we did in alma mater with 3-part harmonies and just a lot of layers that we could replicate in a live setting too, without overdoing it. And it's been working really well.
I think you're right there too. I think you're right in the harmonies aspect of it, because I remember like being out seeing shows and like, you know, the band's playing and then you hear those harmonies and it's almost like, what the fuck is going on here? Yeah, that's pretty neat.
It's really easy to screw them up. You know what I mean? Like it really is. Like that's one of the biggest pet peeves that I have whenever I see like someone performing. So, but circling back, the complexity of the songs in general, like every single one of us is definitely pushing our comfort zones. As far as like the writing and the lyrics and all that kind of stuff, like every single one of us, including myself, we're just pushing our comfort zones, and it's really, really, really awesome. So,
and you guys mentioned playing live shows. Obviously, this year, like last year, is weird. Have you guys played a live show yet, or do you have anything lined up, or what's going on?
We have not played a live show yet. We did do one live from home video for our single when it came out back in 2020. And we do have a show lined up. I think the announcement comes out in September, but it's in November. We're playing with Sean Flynn, I think. I don't know if they've announced the show, so I don't know if I'm supposed to say it or not.
I was just about to say, my favorite part of this is the fact that I don't think you're supposed to say it because they didn't announce it.
Yeah, so
we don't know. All you said was Sean Flynn. We didn't say what the date was. You didn't say where it was. So
Sean Flynn is a very good friend of mine, and he likes the band a lot. And said, "Hey, I'm going to throw this show. Would you guys like to play?" And there are 2 other really good local names on the bill. So yeah, I won't give more details than that. But yes, there's an announcement coming soon, just in case they don't want me to. I don't know.
Off air, let me know.
But it's in November. It's in November. I don't even know the date, but it's in November.
Off air, let me know.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'll keep a secret.
Absolutely.
I'm not coming over there.
Dude, it's like 5 minutes, dude. I can see you.
Dude, you said you were gonna come shovel my driveway and cut my grass.
Oh, damn.
You never did.
Grass. I probably did say I'd cut your grass because I actually enjoy doing that.
You said you enjoy cutting the grass, and I had a pool, so I have a pool, so I said.
What? All right, no, you didn't say that because I would have been over already.
I did. Look, play the tape. Play the tape.
Play it back.
I have slight beef to pick with you in an off subject, actually. Slight beef. I'm driving around. I get up the street, right? Windows are down. I don't even have music on. I'm not even listening to anything. I'm enjoying the nature. You, sir, I'm at a stop sign. You're on the corner. You got your whole family with you. Everybody looks great. I threw you the friendly neighbor. You're looking right into the windows of my soul. And I threw you the most friendly, hey, what's going on? The ignoring that went down is the most historically I've ever been ignored with somebody making direct eye contact with me. I was baffled. Dude. I go, I know this guy. I literally know who this guy is.
That's funny.
I may have looked at you, but I obviously did not see you.
Obviously.
I would never.
He had important things on his mind, you know, more important
no,
than
he literally-
acknowledging
took
you.
over.
I'm making sure I don't care what assholes in the car. I'm making sure this guy doesn't run the stop sign and hit my family. That's what I was worried about.
I imagine you just whispering to your wife, he said he cut my grass.
He never did.
He never did. And you see me like, hey!
Dude, I'd say sorry if like I
no,
I did it
dude,
on purpose, but I
you
didn't.
didn't. I'll give it to you. I don't think you saw me, but let me just inform you though. My feelings were hurt for about 4 seconds later, until a bee flew into my car, and then I didn't care about you anymore.
Yo, did Vinny ever tell you the story about?
It is one of the funniest things he's told me. Yes. Can you explain it though? Can you explain it, because it is really funny.
I'm driving on I don't know. It's a street off of Rudder Ave in Kingston. It's the street that Cook's Pharmacy is on, and I'm driving
Pier
down
Street.
there. No, it's not Pier Street.
Market.
No.
He's just
Cook's-
naming random streets. Yeah,
Right,
sure.
it
This
was-
one, that one.
yeah,
this
It was
one.
like
Just-
it was a
Pick them
just
all.
a-
You'll pick one. You'll get one eventually. Yeah.
a random side street. And I'm taking a left onto Rudder Ave, and I see someone running, and I'm like, look at this asshole thinking they're fit. Oh, what are you running from? Your feelings? No, but so I look and I see it's Vinny. So I take a left onto Rudder Ave and I put my window down and I go really slow, and I'm just like kind of going along with him. And he's looking at me, and he's kind of like and I'm like, and I'm just staring at him. I'm like, he's gotta like recognize me eventually, right?
At some point, you'd hope.
And I think we're like going for, it felt like 10, 15 seconds, but it may have been 5. But he just keeps to the point where he's like getting mad. He's like angry at me. It didn't recognize me at all. So I drove off, and I messaged him on Facebook. And I said, dude, were you running on Rudder Ave in Kingston? He's like, oh my God, I can't believe that was you.
Yeah. He told me that he goes, at one point he thought he was being like,
Yeah.
you know how when you're a kid, like when like all the videos of people trying to get you to go with them, they're like, hey, what's going on? All right. And like he thought that was happening, I'm pretty sure.
He
And
did.
you were just like, hey, Vinny, hi, how are Vinny? Johnny Popko here.
Yeah.
And he's just like, get away from me.
Mom, come help.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
So funny.
here's the message. I said, did you have an altercation today? He says, was that you driving that I was ready to throw hands at? He said, I was running and felt this car speeding up and slowing down with me and thought I was going to get kidnapped.
As
In
a
the car-
20-something-year-old man, you're just
That's-
gonna pull him in. Like, I
that's
got
what
you,
I'm-
bud.
I'm like, how afraid are you of life? Like, you're not a small individual. Like,
Taller than me.
I said, it was me. He goes, I'm sorry for any hostility. I thought someone was trying to pick me off. And then I said to him, I said, I really hope that was him, or I'm gonna feel real dumb. And he's like, oh my God, I'm in tears. This is perfect. I can't wait to tell that story on stage.
Oh, dude.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you have a fear of being kidnapped? And he's like, not particularly, but I've had my fair share of sketchy run-ins while on a run, including accidentally stumbling into a Klansman meeting once. That was fun.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
I don't
How
know
do you
where he's-
accidentally stumble into one of those? Not to.
Oh my
Where-
God.
Where is he running though? I don't understand.
Dude, I thought he lived in like a nice neighborhood. Like,
in Kingston.
Oh man.
oh my God.
It's so funny. I have a
Just
lot
having
of
Klan rallies in the parking lot of something
Dude, I just
special.
imagine him opening the door to Cook's Pharmacy and going, holy shit.
Yes.
what did I run into?
Wow.
Oh, fuck.
It's so
Oh,
funny.
God.
It's so funny. I run into a lot of you guys. It's really weird. Like I ran into Jerry from Stay Loud. He was at John's. Is his name John? He's in.
Yeah, he's there now. Yeah, Stay Loud. He's literally up the street.
Yeah. So I ran into them by accident. So yeah, it's funny. And Ryan, obviously, I I saw you, quote unquote. But yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
That's really
no,
funny.
but it's been a lot. All of this has been an insane amount of fun, to be honest with you. Like, I just like, I don't know. It's funny to run into you places because I feel like as much as I want to give you shit. Sorry for derailing this so bad, by the way.
That's what
That's all right.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
I think the thing that is so funny is I'm mad at you for not waving at me. How many times in public have you actually had to physically grab me because you were waving to me for so long?
I was outside of Food and Fire. We were having a.
Is that when you kept kicking me?
Oh no, that that was at the Jazz Cafe. Yeah. So yeah, you're getting mad at me. I keep forgetting about these times. No, the one time I was at Food and Fire. We had a big
I ignored the shit out of you.
Yeah, and I just stood there and looked at you and stared at you, and I'm like, why aren't you looking at me? Look at me, bro. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Until like,
break, bro.
And then until you finally like looked at me, and then even at that point, it was like, does he not know who I am? Like, he kind of just like saw me, and then like like maybe he doesn't like me. I don't know.
You messaged me and said like, "What the hell?" It's just like,
you're like, oh, sorry,
dude,
I'm just
sorry.
I popped up from work. I have to go back. I just wanted to see what's going on. But yeah, Jazz Cafe, University Drive show. I'm kicking the back of your leg.
I turned around like 4 times too.
I know.
Was like, who the fuck is kicking me that many times?
I don't know who that was, dude.
And
like
I'm
that.
looking behind me, and I didn't even see you. I just was looking for some guy that in my dumb head, somebody I had to be already kicking for me to then label them guilty. So I'm like, who the fuck is kicking me? And then you were just like. And you just kept staring at me.
Yeah.
And then finally around the 4th kick, you're like, I can't keep doing this.
Yeah, I was
and I'm like,
tired.
oh yeah, you were beating the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Just letting everybody know Patriots are winning against the Eagles 32-0. That's how it should be.
Are you serious? Damn.
Yeah, I just got the update.
Wow.
But yeah.
Speaking of updates, I just got an update from some news source about Britney Spears. Have you guys been following Britney Spears?
I've been briefly following that with the conservatorship or whatever it's called, right?
Sure, but now, okay, this is August 19th. So if people hear this or whatever, I'm not delayed. I'm not talking about old news. This is current. Britney Spears is under investigation for battery after a staffer said they had a physical altercation over a cell phone.
Oh,
I believe it too. I don't know if you guys follow her on Instagram. I don't know. It's real bizarre stuff. The other day, she likes to pose like, topless. She covers her breasts with her hands or puts flowers in front of them or whatever she's got to do to, be PG-13 for Instagram. But it's just real bizarre behavior. And I don't know if it's because of the life that she's had over the course of her life. But she said something about that just basically says that if you want to have nice breasts, so if there's any women out there listening to this, according to Britney Spears, all you need to do to have nice breasts is to devour food. That's it.
Noted. All right. Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Steve.
As a non-breast haver, I'll forward that to all my female friends. Make sure they.
Be careful. Be careful, because you don't want to insult the women.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
I'll read you quickly. She says, "No, guys, I didn't get a boob job in just a week, nor am I pregnant. I have boobs in these pics because I devoured food."
It's all crab ragoons.
You know what though? Isn't the whole thing with her? Isn't there a whole? I'll be frank. I'm not sure about any of the things that are going on, but I'm pretty sure the whole thing is that she isn't allowed to do anything. Like she isn't.
That's the vibe I got. Yeah.
Yeah.
That everybody's not looking at her Instagram going, "Oh, she's famous."
Jesus.
But nobody's like, apparently like there's like a whole underlying thing, and it's been like this for like years where she's I think the whole thing is that she's actually really sane, but like people are either giving her medication. I could be horribly wrong. I'm pretty sure it's like a fucked up thing though.
That's one of the conspiracy theories. I'm not a Britney conservatorship expert or anything, but it does it just seems like a very bad situation for everyone involved, and I would not wish that on anyone I know. You know what I mean? Like all that shit looks like it sucks.
Oh,
And that's
yeah,
all I have
dude.
to say, you know? I don't know.
I think her
Dude, you
father's
hit-
stepping down as
Yeah.
whatever.
I think he's
but-
stepping back. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that was a. I think that was a misquote or something. It was. I think he's not stepping down.
Ooh,
Oh,
really?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Wow.
sure I read that.
Little
And let me
plot
follow
twist.
that up with Zoe 101 was one of the best shows ever, even though it was Jamie Lynn Spears. But just Zoe 1. Oh, I know you see me standing here.
Didn't
Best
Jamie Lynn
Nickelodeon
Spears
show.
go on to be like a semi-successful country artist and play the Luzerne County Fair?
Super successful.
John
She's
Higgins.
playing-
I wouldn't consider that success, but okay.
Yeah, like, I don't know how she
Wait,
ended up, I don't know how
whoa,
she ended
whoa.
up here, but I'm pretty sure she like went into country music.
Yo, if we
I
played
don't
any
think she
country
did.
fair, I'd lose my mind. That'd be sick.
That is true. That is
Yeah,
true.
like,
I don't think she got famous playing country music. I think she got pregnant and left Zoe 101.
she did, yeah. It was really, really upsetting to me as a young teen.
Oh, I was a big fan of Hilary Duff and whatever show she was on.
Oh, good one.
Oh yeah, sure. You were such a big fan, you didn't remember the name of the show.
I
Get
don't
outta
actually.
here.
I'm trying to find it right now. Actually.
Yeah,
I
you know
don't.
what?
This
It's
is
Lizzie
roasting you.
McGuire.
Lizzie
it was
McGuire.
Lizzie McGuire, yeah. Beans.
Dude, there was this girl. I used to live in Kingston,
Good dad, Kelly.
across right by Cook's Pharmacy, across from Abe's Hot Dogs. And there was a girl who worked at Abe's Hot Dogs who looked like Hilary Duff. And I'm like,
Oh no.
yeah, that was my future wife. But never happened.
Wait, is that? Oh, okay.
No,
I
no,
thought the
it's-
story
no,
took
no.
a turn. I was like, wait,
No.
You married?
No.
This is.
I was gonna say,
No.
wait a second, you married?
Yeah,
the
I married the Abe's Hot Dog girl now.
Well, I didn't know how you guys met. That's why I was like, is that the story?
There's
No.
nothing wrong with working at Abe's Hot Dogs. Let me tell you.
Yeah, right.
John
John?
Higgins,
No.
John Higgins, and I both worked at Abe's Hot Dogs at
You
one
did
point.
too?
so-
yeah, we did, man.
Kingston?
yeah.
I didn't know that you did, Duff. I know I did.
Yeah, right after you quit, I was like, I think I literally swooped in when you quit.
For real? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
In
yeah,
Kingston?
for like a hot second. Yeah, in Kingston.
What year?
Oh man,
Maybe you know the girl I'm talking about.
2014.
Oh no.
Yeah,
No.
2014. Because I
No.
graduated in 2013, so I was probably
Yeah,
there.
I forgot
freshman
you guys
year.
are like 1,000 years younger than I am. I'm talking like 2002, 3, 4.
Oh God, dude.
I think my mom took me there.
Yeah, I was,
Nice.
I was still in diapers. No,
Yeah.
If you want
That was
if you
dumb
want a good
question.
Abe's hot dog, ask John about his arms. I
Oh,
didn't
God.
finish that sentence. If you want a good Abe's hot dog story, not a hot dog. That would a dumb mouth.
I fucking oh my God, that I fucking fell on the grill.
Oh no.
It's a real long story, but there was soapy water on the floor, and I fell on the grill and burnt my forearm off, and ended up in the Lehigh
they-
Valley Burn Center for like 2 weeks.
and there were
And then
probably
Duffy
grill
got
marks.
hired.
It's
Yeah, oh, yeah.
really it healed nicely. It healed great. But boy, they were certainly worried there for a minute. It was
Doesn't
not
sound-
fun.
They weren't worried at all. You gotta Duffy.
They weren't
swooped
worried
in.
at all.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I wasn't worried. I
That's
swooped
extra
right in.
seasoning on that grill, you know? That's delicious.
Well,
Who had to scrape John off of the grill?
Oh God, probably me.
Sounds terrible.
I
I'll tell you
worked
what,
at-
we just. Oh, go ahead, Duff.
I was gonna say I worked at Pizza Perfect, and for
So did
like
I.
this was the Oh, did you?
Way
I
back
only
in the
worked.
day.
I literally worked there for like probably 4 weekends, and then I was like, nah, I'm good. But the last day that I worked there, they had these pans that were stacked super high, and I walked right by it, and I burned like grill marks all the way down my arm,
Ooh,
the whole way down. Yeah, it was crazy.
ooh.
Nice.
It was nuts.
There was
Yeah,
a girl I went to high
I
school
quit
with.
immediately after that. So
Oof. There was a girl I went to high school with, if I remember this story correctly. I could be way wrong, but I think she worked at the Apple Tree Terrace and dropped her cell phone in the fryer, and out of instinct put her whole hand in the fryer to get it.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
That's tough.
that definitely sounds like something people would do. Just yeah.
That's
Damn.
ouch.
Damn.
Ouch.
There
That's
was
all-
a
I got more hurt in the restaurant biz than I did the car industry.
Man.
Before any other band related things happen, actually, I have a story for Johnny Popko, and it relates to something you said right at the beginning of this. We were talking about people punching holes in walls, and I just feel like you'd really appreciate this story. And I don't really tell many people this story, and I'll make it so quick. But I used to work at Guitar Center, and I live here, so it's about, I don't know, 20 minutes, maybe 15, 20 minutes to get home. And I used to play this game with my stomach called Can I Make It Home? Which is, if I had a shit and I didn't want to hold up anybody, I would try to make it home.
Yeah.
I
love this already.
95% of the time, I wouldn't make it. Not that I would shit myself.
Damn.
I would just have to stop somewhere. I had control. So I had one day, I just my body gave out, and I had to stop at, in Avoca, the convenient, right across from Lions Barbershop, the convenient mart.
Yep.
Okay. I go in there. I shamefully, I shut the door to God. I blind myself. I take the worst thing I could ever do. And I'm leaving. And I'm probably like 18 or 19. And I'm leaving this place, right? And there's a guy, I shit you not, in a tank top with a Monster Energy logo tattooed on his forearm. And he's sitting there in the parking lot on his phone, right? In front of my car going, fuck no. No, what do you mean they can't get me? They can't get me. What am I going to do? And he's looking around. I go, I don't know why, Johnny. I go, hey, what's wrong? And he goes, my wife is giving birth and I don't have a ride anywhere. The only place they are right now that they need me to get to is the abandoned Kmart in Pittston. And for some fucking reason, I go, I'll take you. So I get this man.
Oh my God.
Hold on. So I put this man in my car. with the whole idea. I go, he's gonna rob. I had my wallet like at the ready. I was like, Rob, here you go. Like, you want it? So I'm driving him to the abandoned, not lit up parking lot of Kmart. And when I get there, there's a car waiting for him. And he's crying hysterically. He goes, oh my God, I thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm gonna name my son after you. I'm having a son. I'm naming him after you. He goes, what's your name? I go, Ryan. He goes, Brian. Perfect. And just shut my door. There's a kid out there named Brian that's supposed to be named Ryan after me because I took somebody to the fucking abandoned Kmart parking lot.
Why? I guess the question I have is why, if his wife is giving birth?
There's no hospitals near that Kmart.
No, the reason he was yelling on the phone is because they had no clue where this convenient mart is. And the guy was describing, he goes, there's light poles around. And they're like, yeah.
He couldn't think of another landmark between Avoca and Kingston.
He had a Monster Energy logo tattooed on his forearm. I don't think decision making is his best trait.
Touche.
So was his wife having the child?
Yeah, she was already at the hospital. This was just a car.
So why didn't he just ask you to take him to the hospital?
You drove
because
past
I guess there's already a patrol car looking for him. Like there was already a group of people that were on. There was he was on the phone with let's say it's her brother, and he's like, where you at? And he's like, I see a basketball hoop, and they're like, yeah, that doesn't fucking help. And they're like, we're by this Kmart, and then I was like, I know where the Kmart is, and he goes, do you, little shitty boy, little poop man? Like, can you take me there, poopy guy? And I was like, yep. And I did. He gave me no money, but he named his firstborn son after me incorrectly.
Kind of.
A little bit.
He named it Brian.
An R and a B are very close.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Little swoop.
Let's be real, gentlemen. I don't think he had any say in what that kid's name was going to be.
No.
That kid's name is Luke.
No. Luke? The kid's name is Kyle.
Yeah. Kyle Jr., dude. I named it after his dad.
His name is Kyle.
Yeah, his name's Kyle. Sorry for the derailing again.
I love it. I fucking love it. I love it. Well, listen, I also don't want to keep you guys for the rest of the night because it sounds like Grutt needs to get back to the football game. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Preseason football. Everybody knows.
I'm getting updates, Popko. Don't even worry about me.
Okay, see you. Bye.
I would laugh if you just like, okay, bye, and booted him from the chat. That would have been oh my God.
Can I do that? Can I do that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think
you can.
do that.
You absolutely
I
can.
promise I will.
I could.
I'll still wave you.
I could remove
I'll still wave you.
Oh my God.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Oh,
So
man.
Retrovai, the EP is out now, streaming everywhere on all the good stuff, the Spotify's, the Apple podcast, or not podcast, Jesus, Apple Music,
Yeah.
all that stuff. But
Share it with your friends. Check out the music video on YouTube. It's on Bandcamp. We're not, obviously musicians don't make money off music sales, but it's on Bandcamp for free if you wanted to make a donation.
Yeah.
Also,
Trying to think of anything else.
We're gonna end up getting merch in order when shows come back around, and it's gonna be donation based. I'm pretty sure, right, John?
Correct. Yeah, we don't have all the particulars worked out just yet, so I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. But yes, we're trying to come up with a merch situation that we can just give away. I understand that supporting bands in the local scene isn't always easy, and it also isn't always the most comfortable thing to ask people for $10 for a t-shirt that you had made for your band or whatever. So we are we have some ideas in place to get affordable merch made to just give to people. Right now we've got a couple of pin packs made that I have the pin maker right there off screen that we've been pressing ourselves, and it's been like 3 cents a pin, so it doesn't matter. Just take them, wear them, tell your friends about us, and we'll have t-shirts and things like that in the future, and some stickers and whatnot. But we'll also trying to think conscientiously. Conscientiously, I can't say that word.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you got it. You nailed it.
Got it.
But we have a cool idea of like reusing maybe some t-shirts from like the Salvation Army and doing our own printing. So that's all kind of in the works. We're still working out the kinks there, but there will be merch as soon as shows start up.
you're insulting me, right?
I as I was saying it, I was like, Popko works for Axelrad.
Yeah. We're just gonna print our own shirts on rags.
On rags.
On rag. We're gonna print our own shirts on rags.
Yeah.
Fuck you,
I
John.
have this
Yeah.
idea. John.
I'm kidding.
Oh,
Oh,
dude.
man.
Listen, if you don't wave to me again, I understand that.
Now it makes sense.
Yeah.
Now
we get
I
it. Okay.
get it.
All right. Okay.
No,
All right.
but for anybody that is listening, it means the world for anybody to check out any of our music and leave, even a thought of if you liked it, if you didn't like it, and just really dig into the messages, because I think like most of the, all of these songs really mean something, and especially a song like Shattered has such a fucking awesome meaning, and to really not basically just don't let fucking shitty people be able to keep being shitty. So really look into the fucking song. At the end of the music video, there's some nice fucking numbers you could call if anything is currently affecting you in that manner. So, just like I said, don't let shitty people keep being shitty. So.
Yeah, the music scene's a really cool place, and again, slightly touching on that song, it's a shame that Grutt and I, and I think the other members of this band, have heard a lot of stories recently about people getting burned by the scene because of certain people in it, and I don't know, that's not cool. We're not interested in playing shows with people like that, and I think the song speaks for itself. So again, there's a quote from Daniel Sloss I highly recommend. That was a big factor in writing that song in particular. A comedian named Daniel Sloss, his special X on HBO. Check that out. That's huge and moving. So there's a quote from him at the end, and then also some resource numbers, at the end of the music video.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. But otherwise, Johnny, thank you so much, brother, for letting us come on here and bullshit with you.
Oh, thank you guys so much. It was a pleasure meeting Steve and Duffy.
Yeah, it was
always
likewise.
great. Always
Yeah, it was
great
cool.
talking to you, Grutt, and John, obviously. I wish you guys nothing but the best of luck with the EP and upcoming shows, and hopefully I get a chance to be there for them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Awesome, brother. Let me know when I can come over swimming.
Bring your lawnmower.
you got to cut
I'll
the
bring
grass
my
first,
dude.
bro.
I'll walk that son
Yeah.
of a bitch up the hill. I'm coming over.
Yeah, sure you will.
I love you. Love you, Popko.
All right, we'll see you guys.
All right.
Thanks,
see ya.
man.
Don't
See
leave.
ya.
Don't
Have a
leave.
good
Don't
night.
leave. Don't leave. I'm gonna
Oh,
stop
okay.
it. But
All
yeah,
right.
hang out. Hang out.
Yeah.
All right.